doing? My name is Macho, and I'm here to talk about a situation I went through with my wife. This was not this Christmas, that past Christmas before. She was pregnant, and she was 5 months pregnant. And she called me Sunday morning. I was at work, and she said, "Babe, I don't feel good. Can you come check up on me or whatever?" I went. I checked up on her, and when I got to the house, she said, "Well, let's go to the emergency room, so I don't feel good." I said, "All right." She said, "Wait, babe, I gotta pee." So I said, "All right, go ahead." She came out. She said nothing came out. So we walking down the steps, and she said, "I think I peed on myself." And I said, you know me, I was worried because I got my son in there, you know, in the stomach. I said, "Let me check." And when I pulled her pants down, the umbilical cord was hanging out. So I got worried. I kind of got stuck for a minute. I didn't know what to do. So I just picked her up, carried her down the 3 flights of steps where he was living at, got in the car, jumped, went to Clarence Hospital emergency room. We were there 14 hours. And I kept asking the nurses, doctors, what's taking so long? You know, she keeps bleeding. She's in a lot of pain. And nobody's trying to help us out. The first thing that came out, the doctor that was taking care of us and the nurses there was, "What type of insurance do you have?" I said, "What you mean, what kind of insurance?" She goes, "Well, if you don't have insurance, you're not a priority here." This was in Clarence Hospital in Belleville. And I kind of got upset because now we've been there so many hours. Now, you know, I'm not a doctor, but the umbilical cord was hanging out, so obviously I know my son wasn't alive anymore. And I didn't want to make myself look like a barbarian, but I told her, to the lady doctor, I said, "Listen, you know, I'm not trying to sound like an animal or anything, but I need you to take my son out now. We've been here 14 hours, and the baby already, them toxins are starting to come up in her body. She could die like that." "Well, you know, you're going to have to wait, sir, because unfortunately, you know, we're not going to make no money off of you like this." So I kind of got upset, and I grabbed her through her scrubs, and I said, "Listen, you need to take my son out right now." You know, this and that. They called Belleville police on me. And they had an intern working there, and because the baby wouldn't come out. Because she was like, "We got to wait for her to get contractions." I said, "How is she going to get contractions when the baby's dead already?" And she's like, "No, they'll get contractions. The baby will get contractions or whatever." So by law, they're only supposed to give 3 pills to induce labor to a woman when she's pregnant. The intern didn't know what he was doing, and they gave her 7 in 5 hours. They kind of messed her up down there, you know. They finally took the baby out. I got her, she got so, I guess, scared or whatever, that she started working on my wife, whatnot. The baby came out my skin color. They just took my son. It was 5 months. She was 5 months pregnant. They put him in a stainless steel, it's like a bowl, and they covered him with a napkin like if it was their lunch after they ate it. So curiosity got the best of me. I went and I looked at my son. And when I looked at my son, he was like a crimson color, the color of the chair, like a burgundy. All his blood vessels had bursted already. You know what I mean? And then when I talked to him, I said, "Why did it take so long? Why did you just put my son there and leave him like that?" And it was like, "Oh, like we told you, sir, you know, it's not a priority. You don't have no insurance or nothing like that." You know, and I'm still going through it now. My wife's pregnant now again, and I'm trying to go to the doctors to get her some type of help so they can help her out. And they keep telling me that they can't help neither one of us out because she doesn't have a social security number. And I try to go for the charity care. Charity care told her the same thing. She don't have a social security number. We can't give her no doctor appointments. We can't do nothing for her. So luckily, about 2 weeks ago, I went to emergency room because it was so cold out. Since we were homeless, it got so cold that she was shaking uncontrollably. And I took her to the emergency room, and the lady who did the ultrasound on her said, "Listen, you want to see the baby, whatever?" And thank God, bless my son now, and her stomach is all right. She's 17 weeks. He's good. He's healthy, she said. But she said that somehow, some way, we're going to have to start seeing a gynecologist and a doctor, you know, to keep taking a look at the baby. But everywhere I go, there's no help for me, you know what I mean? That's one of the situations I'm going through right now besides being homeless. Job-wise, I can get me a job. The problem is not having a place to sleep at night. It's hard for me to go into a warehouse and work 12 hours, 12 hours, not sleeping because, you know, unloading on these trucks. They give you a certain time limit to unload an 18-wheel truck, you know what I mean? And you know, I could do multiple things, landscaping, construction. You know, I'm actually really a tow truck driver, but I lost my license due to mistakes I made in the past. So, you know, old fines that I can't pay. And
so give them your name and how can they help? How can people help?
Right now, the only way if there was a program that will help, like for example, me, I lived 20 years of my life downstate prison when I was young. If there was a program that will help us ex-offenders that come out with our getting our licenses back or getting us job employments, because they tell you they're gonna help you out, that you gotta go through all this training. Like they got 990 on Broad Street. You go look and you do all this training, but once all that's done, they don't put you in a job. There's no job placement. There's none of that. It's just something for them to get a grant from the state to keep them open. You know what I mean? And I went through three trainings over there. You know, I got computer programming, data entry, all that, and they still they can't find me a job. And I've gone on my own, and unfortunately, their diplomas or certificates to a lot of companies are not valid. They say that they're not credible, you know, or authentic. So, you know, I mean, it's nice that they got that place like that and they seem like they want to help you, but I mean, if you're not gonna do something that's credible, authentic, why do it in the first place? You know what I mean? That's like leading us wrong. So, you know, I understand they want grant, stay for the money, but if you're gonna help, you know, a lot of times we get more help from somebody who's not making money. You know what I mean? We get more help, like this place here, the HUBB. Thank God, this is a blessing for me and my wife, for all of us here. You know, and it's like right now, that's the situation right now. I wish there was somewhere or somebody that could make a place that we could go and to help us out, and with motor vehicles, or you know, with the fines that we owe, a lot of us ex-inmates and stuff like that, or just medical needs, you know, because even William Street, they say you go as a free clinic. When you go over there, if you don't have a social security number or you don't have a proof of address or something like that, they still won't help you, you know. So how is it a free clinic? How are you gonna help us out? You saying you're gonna help us out, but you don't, you know what I mean? Right now I've had a cold for about a month, and every time it's about to go away and it starts getting colder and being out all day long, because during the day there's no place to go to warm up. You could be in Penn Station, a lot of times the cops over there be like, oh, you know what, y'all don't got tickets, please, you don't got no tickets, you gotta go outside. And all that cold air, you know, it takes a toll on you after a while, you know. And unfortunately there's a lot of us here that, you know, probably won't make it through this winter, you know. And a lot of us will, you know, and I'm blessed to be, I'm 44 years old right now, you know what I mean?
So I want to